Hi everybody. I am going to show you the steps you need to take to create a digital rubric in Blackboard. We are going to use the reading value rubric that we've adapted from the AACU reading value rubric as an example. So I have it attached here in Blackboard. I'm just going to open it up so you can see what it looks like. And it is a Word document, and this is the rubric. So for the purposes of this tutorial, we are going to copy and paste from this Word document into the Blackboard rubric. Okay? To get to the rubric in Blackboard, we're going to go down to the control panel under Course Tools and click the Rubrics link. And that is going to open up the Rubrics page, and we are going to create rubric. So I'm going to click Create Rubric, and it's going to open up the Create Rubrics page, and I'm going to give the rubric a title. And I have a reading value rubric already in my rubric, so I'm just going to give this the title of Reading Value Rubric 2. And you can insert a description here. So I will just put that this was adapted from AACU reading rubric. Okay. So your description that goes in here can be anything that you want to set up to describe this rubric. Now as I scroll down here a little bit, I get to the rubric detail, and if you look to the left-hand column, that's where your criteria is gonna fall. And if you look across, the criteria is the rows, so the rows going down will be the criteria. Levels of achievement will be the columns. Okay? These buttons up here will allow you to add a column and add a row. And the rubric, if you remember, I'm just gonna pull this back on the screen. As you can see, has 4 levels of achievement and 4 rows, 4 sets of criteria. So we need a rubric that has 4 rows and 4 columns. So I'm just going to go ahead and add another row. So new row 4, and add another column, new column 4. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns and 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Okay? Up here, next to my add column and add row buttons, I can decide what kind of rubric I want. So this little check mark here, show criteria weight, that's what's showing under here. So we're seeing our weights under here. I'm going to uncheck that box and take those away. And then under the rubric type, I am going to decide what kind of rubric I want to use. So for this example, I'm going to use a points rubric. And if you remember, points is the point value that we have set up on our sample. I'm going to pull this back on the screen. It's, exceeds expectations goes from 4 to meets expectations 3, needs improvement 2, and does not meet expectations is 1. So we are going to put our points in here, and our points are going to be 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to do that down the rubric. I'm going to pause this tutorial while I fill those points in, because you don't necessarily need to see me going through and filling in each one of these point values. So I'm going to put it on pause, and when I come back, this entire rubric will be filled in with points. Okay, so as I scroll down, you'll see all my point values are added. And now we're going to go ahead and we are going to name our levels of achievement and our criteria. So let's go ahead and we'll do the levels of achievement. So when I click the drop-down menu, I can edit this column title. And instead of having novice, I'm going to replace this with exceeds expectations. And I'm going to save that, and that drops that right in here. So I'll just continue down my columns, and this is going to be meets expectations. And this one will be needs improvement. And this last one is does not meet expectations. Okay. This is a little bit confusing. I don't have a place where I can submit my last level of achievement because my submit button is missing. So if I hit the enter key, it adds it right in there. Okay. I am going to do the same thing now for my criteria going down. I can edit my criteria over here, and according to our sample rubric, this is going to be comprehension. And relationship to text. The third criteria will be interpretation. And the fourth one will be reader's voice. Okay, so now I have my criteria set and my levels of achievement. And just remember, I am working off the sample rubric, so you will be able to set your levels of achievement and criteria as you see fit for your assessment tool. Okay, I'm going to drag our sample rubric back on the screen because I need it to show you the next step. And when I bring it on here, now all I have to do, since this is a Word document, is I am just going to highlight each cell of my rubric, highlight the first cell, I'm going to right click and copy, and then I'm going to pull this off the screen, and I'm going to click in my first cell on my rubric, and I am going to paste that level of achievement and the description in here. Okay, so all it is from this point is working with your Word document, highlight the Word document, right click copy, click in your cell, right click paste. Okay, so I am going to do that for the rest of this, through this entire rubric, just working with my Word document, copy the content from the cell and paste it in the appropriate cell on my rubric. I'm going to pause this again while I get that done, because after you watch the first couple, you don't need to watch the entire rubric being built this way, because the process, once you get the system going, it's repeating itself through the whole rubric. Highlight the description, right click copy, go back to your rubric, right click and paste. Okay, I'll do one more. Back on my Word document, I'm going to highlight my cell, I'm going to right click and copy, and then I will go back into my cell and I will right click and paste. Alright, I'm going to pause my video again while I get the rest of my rubric filled in, and I will be right back. Okay, here you have the rubric and it is complete. Again, I used a Word document, and the rubric that was created in the Word document, I'll pull it on the screen again. It's this rubric here. Because it's a Word document, we were able to copy from the Word document and paste right into the digital rubric in Blackboard. So this rubric is complete, and I am going to submit this. And here's the rubric right here that we just created.